Yo, what's up, guys? We're back with another video today, and guys, UFC 316 just took place like literally 5 minutes ago as I'm recording this. It was alright of a card. It wasn't anything too special. It was just one of those average cards, let's be real. I mean, main event, Morab absolutely dominated Sean O'Malley and made him look worse than he did in the first fight. That's crazy, actually. I'll get into it more when we get there, but wow, actually crazy. Yeah, no, Morab actually finished him. I knew he was going to finish him. I knew he was going to win. I think most of us knew he was going to win this fight. Yeah, there were some good fights on this card. There were some good finishes. We'll get to those in a second. And there were some bad fights as well. We will get into those later. Trust me, we will get into those. But without further ado, let's get right into it. All right, the first fight we have on this card is Madrios versus Keriz. Yeah, I mean, he whooped him. I mean, Mark got tired. He got, like, beaten up so badly by them calf kicks. The leg kicks were just breaking Mark, honestly. They were really just destroying him in this fight. I got this one wrong. I really got this one wrong. I thought he was going to do better. I thought he was almost going to get the submission, and he almost did multiple times, but Markel was able to stop him from, like, getting his wrist out, and yeah, he was able to win the fight because he was just smart. There's really not much else besides it, really. All right, next up, we have Quillen Skeldil versus Yana Ishanmu. This was actually a good performance, actually, from Quillen. This was actually a pretty good performance because, for one, he showed off his wrestling and all that stuff, because Jan, he assumed that he couldn't really wrestle. Was Quillen dude? Go out there and wrestle the dude. And yeah, he did really good. He dominated him on the wrestling department. He's 25 years old, and he's showing off skills like this. This is pretty impressive, I would say. He did get rocked a little bit by Yano by the end of the third round, and I don't know why you would stick your tongue out when he's still pressuring you, bro. That's not a smart move, but whatever. He was able to survive. It was a good fight, honestly. It was actually a pretty good fight, and I'm glad Quillen actually had to fight a difficult competition a little bit, because it shows the, like, progress he's got to make and all that stuff. Because if he just steamrolled Yalin, I don't think he would have learned from that. But the fact that this was a little bit of a difficult, like, hurdle, I'm kind of glad it was. All right, next up we have Jocko Shurin versus Yo Sanyo. What a crazy first round KO. Flatlined him, bro. He literally he right hooked him to, like, check him as he was coming in. Flat out KO right there. Boom. It was like, that was genuinely crazy of a KO right there. Actually, you like got an actual KO when the dude's not even at the stage when they, like, announce the winner. That is crazy. Like, genuinely, I am so excited to see this guy fight again. What a nasty KO this guy performed. All right, next up we have Andre De Silva versus Wang Kong. Wang Kong got the win. I was not surprised whatsoever. I wish that she would pursue the calf kicks more, because that was very much hurting Del Silva, who, mind you, missed weight by like 5 million pounds or something like that. How do you miss, like, so much weight in your professional career? You are a professional fighter and you miss like 8 or like 5 pounds or something like that. I can't exactly remember, but still, you miss like so much weight. How do you do that? That's so unprofessional. And she acted like nonchalant about it, but whatever. Yang Kong, she absolutely whooped De Silva. Yeah, there's not much really I can say. I mean, I wish she performed the calf kicks more. I wish she, like, pushed the calf kicks, because it really did hurt her. It really did. But she didn't really do that. She wanted to stay on the feet and just do striking. All right. And regardless, she still won the fight. I just wish that she would have gone out there and just finished her. All right, next up we have Chaos Williams versus Andreas Gustofson. I'm upset that I got this one wrong, because I knew that this was a coin flip, in my opinion. I had a feeling that I was not confident picking Chaos Williams to win this fight. I had a feeling that even if I picked him, Andreas Gustafsson would have won. Yeah, I'm not happy that I got this one wrong. I knew that this one was going to happen. It still hurts that I got this one wrong. Andreas Gustafsson, he looked pretty good on his debut. He whooped Chaos Williams pretty badly, pressured him a lot. I don't think that's going to work when you fight, like, the top level guys. I just don't think that's going to work. Chaos Williams just didn't really have a way to, like, stop him, I would say. But it was a good performance by Andreas Gustafsson. He pressured him pretty badly. He tired him out, I'd say. And yeah, it was a pretty good performance, I would say. But I don't think that's like, I don't think you can do that to, like, the top guys in that division, right? I don't think a guy like Jack Delmania would stop. He would not let that happen. He would absolutely whoop Andreas Gustafsson if that ever happened to him. All right, next up we have Sergey Spivvac versus Wado Cortez Acosta. I do not agree with the decision. I think Sergey Spivvac won the fight, and I think most of us would agree. It was close, though. I will say this wasn't a robbery. I don't think this is a robbery. I do think that this was a close fight because Cortez was landing more strikes, in my opinion, in the third round. But Sergey Spivvac landed the takedown and actually rocked Cortez at the end of the third round. So it then became a coin flip in that third round. Round 1, I had Sergey Spivvac. Round 2, I had Costa. I personally gave the third round to Sergey Spivvac. I feel like those shots that he landed were more impactful, I feel. And I feel like the takedown was more like apparent for allowing him to secure that round. It was a very close fight, though. I will not argue with that. But I don't agree that Waldo Cortez won that fight. But, you know, it is what it is. It's heavyweight. I mean, really, do we care about heavyweight? I mean, honestly, strip John Jones, strip him, make Tom Aspinall the champion. Realistically, do we care that much? I mean, yes, it was a robbery. Not really a robbery. It went to the wrong person, but... All right, next up, we have Marria versus Benderson Rivero. Easiest prediction I have ever made right here, guys. Easiest prediction I think I will ever make. This was the easiest, bro. Rivero literally got knocked out in the first round against Zhang Mingyang, and like I knew that he was not going to do well against Amza. Amza is very good with his striking. He hits hard. He is, Rivero's just chinny. I'm just going to say, he is chinny. He cannot take shots like to these top tier guys. I just knew that it was not going to happen. And lo and behold, Amzat catches him and it's all over for him. So easiest prediction I have ever made right here. All right, next up we have Bruno Silva versus Joshua Van. My boy Joshua Van, man. Masterclass right here. This guy is a champion, man. This guy is top tier contender. Just give him the belt, man. Just give him the belt. He will absolutely school Pantoja. He'll school anyone in that division. He is the undisputed champion. All right. Okay. Okay. The Joshua Van glaze is over. But genuinely, Joshua Van looked so damn good in this fight. He looked so good, honestly. Performance of the night right there. Like, genuinely. He absolutely, like, schooled Bruno Silva throughout, like, most of the fight. Pretty much the entire fight. And he made Bruno Silva, like, kind of give up a little bit. He couldn't take it. He really just couldn't take the amount of pressure Joshua Van was throwing at him. I will say, though, Bruno Silva was doing well when it came to, like, the calf kicks and the leg kicks. Joshua Van didn't really, like, respond to that, and I feel like that might hurt him when he fights these top-tier guys, I feel. He needs to work on that very much. His striking, I thought, was very good. His cardio is great, like, genuinely. And his takedown defense is really good. I mean, Bruno Silva was only able to get a takedown on him because, well, it was kind of like a crazy impact going on right there. Wasn't even like even a good takedown because Joshua Van got up immediately. So Bruno Silva did, like, he couldn't really do much. He was outclassed, basically. I mean, Joshua Van, man, this guy is genuinely so good, man. Genuinely. All right, now we are on to the main card, guys, right? And for the first one, we have Vicente Luque versus Kevin Holland. Yeah, man, I mean, I knew Kevin Holland was going to win this, right? Listen, I don't like Kevin Holland personally. I think his personality and just the way that he acts to around media people and just people in general, honestly, I think it's rude and something like that, and just kind of like he's just being a dick, right? I knew he was gonna win though. I knew he was gonna win. Even though we don't like take fighting seriously, he still was gonna whoop Vicente Luque. Vicente Luque just don't have it. I just don't think he does. Credit to Vicente Luque. He did try, but he just don't got it. Like Vicente Luque tried to take down Kevin Holland at like the start of the first round, grabs his leg, right, for a single leg. And Kevin Holland just, like, beats him up for about, like, 10, 15 seconds of just hooks, like, with it, like, just punches all around to his face. And Vicente just don't let go. He just don't. I don't know what. I honestly don't know. The moment that happened, I was just like, yeah, Luque, he ain't winning this. He ain't winning this. I was just like, what are you doing, Vicente? Yeah, and just Kevin Holland just whooped Vicente Luque. He really did for most of that fight. I mean, Vicente was trying. He was trying. Don't get me wrong. He was definitely trying, but he just couldn't. Kevin Holland was just too long and lanky for him. Kevin Holland looked so massive, actually, compared to Vicente Luque. I don't know if it's just because Vicente Luque... I think Vicente Luque is just like a small welterweight. He's just short for welterweight. That's what I'm thinking. And Kevin Holland in the second round submitted him with a Darce choke, I believe it was. Good performance. I would say good win. And he called out Colby Covington. I actually like that call out. I actually think that's a pretty solid call out. I doubt Colby Covington will accept the call out because I think he just don't want to fight anyone, really. I mean, maybe. But I don't know. I don't think he'll fight Kevin Holland, if I'm going to be honest with you. It would be such a great build-up, though. The press conference between those two would go crazy. I don't think Colby Covington would accept the fight with Kevin Holland. I think he's... Honestly, even though Kevin Holland don't try, he don't try at all. He would still whoop this Colby Covington today, honestly. He just don't have it. Colby Covington just ain't good, honestly. All right, now we are on to Mario Batista versus Patchy Minkx. What on earth is going on in Patchy Minkx's mind? You don't do any movement, no head movement, none of that. Standing put right in the face of Mario Batista, flat feet, no moving around, no bouncing around or anything like that. You make Mario Batista look like Canelo Alvarez in that octagon. This might genuinely be one of the worst fraud checkings, especially from Minkx, because Minkx was a top level guy. He was a champion in Bellator. What did that mean? Who gave him these belts? Like, oh my god, I'm actually so pissed. I don't have much to say, to be honest, with this one. Yeah, Mario Batista won, and they actually threw a lot of strikes. It was okay. At the moment, I was pretty pissed because I thought it was boring because I hate Mario Batista with a passion. But it wasn't the worst, especially with the next fight that we're gonna talk about shortly. Oh my god, don't even get me started there. We'll talk about that when we get there. But this one, I mean, worst performance from Minkx. I don't even know if he's gonna stay in the UFC. They might just come after this. Holy shit, this was terrible from Minkx. But good performance from Mario Batista. Please give this guy like Alex Pereira in his next fight. All right, now we have Calvin Gastelum versus Joe Pyer. Worst fight of 2025. I think I'm gonna confidently say that for now. There are probably gonna be worse fights. This wasn't like the worst fight, because actually I will say this. Round 1 was actually pretty exciting. Joe Pyer almost finished him multiple points, bro. I actually was surprised Calvin Gastelum. He actually was able to survive, but his brain cells are not gonna work like after like this fight, bro. He might not know anything after this, but no, honestly, after the first round, this was dog shit. This just straight up was just dog shit. It was horrible. They threw, I think, like in total, like 30 or 40 strikes after round 1. Oh my, terrible. And also, I have to say, I have no clue what, like, Joe Rogan and DC and, like, both of them, I don't know what they were saying that, like, round 2 was close. Round 2 was better for Calvin Gastelum, don't get me wrong, but he still lost that fight. He still lost that round pretty clearly, wobbled Calvin Gastelum multiple points, and even, yes, Calvin Gastelum did, like, land more strikes than Joe Pyer in that round. They were just like tip taps, like nothing crazy compared to Joe Pyer, who actually was able to rock Calvin Gastelum multiple points in that second round. Not as much as in the first, but still it was able to enough for him to win that round. I don't understand how Joe and DC were saying that that's a close fight. It wasn't a close fight. It wasn't that at all. I don't understand. This fight was dog shit. Terrible, horrible. Might be worst fight of the year for me in 2025. Genuinely, this was just, oh my god. Jesus. Just cut Calvin Gastelum, honestly. Alright, now for the co-main event, we have Julian Pena versus Kayla Harrison. Julian Pena might genuinely be the worst champion in recent UFC history, right? There's Sean Strickland. There's Bilal Muhammad. But, like, those guys have actually earned credibility. They are actually skilled. They have, like, legitimately, like, good traits of them that make them, like, a really good fighter. How the fuck was Julian Pena a champion? Genuinely. How was this lady a champion? Like, I can understand, right? Like, any other champion, right? Like, let's say Raquel Pennington was the champion, right? I can understand that, like, she lost to Kayla Harrison, right? But how is Julian Pena a champion? She literally has no talent. She is the worst striker I have ever seen in my entire life. She is the worst. She don't have good wrestling. She don't have good cardio. All she is good at is trash talking and building up a fight. That is it. And that's why I enjoyed this win more, because I absolutely hate Julian Pena. She's the most delusional lady. But it worked because it helped make this win for Kayla Harrison more satisfying. Let's be real. And now that Kayla Harrison's won, we now have Amanda Nunes versus Kayla Harrison. I am very excited for that fight. I'm actually very interested to see how that goes. I could see Kayla Harrison winning that. I honestly could, because like the way she just schooled Julian Pena was crazy, bro. Crazy. Still, how would Julian Pena I might make a video just talking about the worst champions in UFC history, because Julian Pena is up there. She was horrible. All right, now for the main event, we have Merab Dvalishvili versus Sean O'Malley. It pretty much went the exact same way as it was in the first fight. Sean O'Malley was doing decent on the feet a little bit, but Morab was like able to take him down pretty comfortably. Although it was a little bit different, actually. Morab actually did decide to strike a bit more and actually was able to catch O'Malley a lot more this time. And I guess that kind of made O'Malley a bit more tired, because in the third, when Morab took him down like at the start, O'Malley tried to get up. He was almost there. Morab took him down and O'Malley kind of gave up, I felt. And then Morab just was able to get a choke in like for the first time, I think in like a decade or something. I think that's his first finish since Marlon Moraes win. The Morab Moraes win was his last finish now, and now he actually has another finish. Kind of crazy. Out of all the people for him to do it, it makes sense that it was Sean O'Malley. Let's be real. I don't know what's going to happen with Sean O'Malley. I really don't. I could see Sean O'Malley moving up to featherweight. I have not watched the post-fight interview. I just decided just to record, so I haven't seen what he said or anything like that. Maybe he does, maybe he doesn't. I don't know. I honestly don't know what's going to happen. And for Morab, like, this guy is genuinely unstoppable. I don't know who can beat Morab. I genuinely have no idea. There's Umar. Umar is probably the closest person to beat Morab. And he lost that fight against Morab. He lost that fight. Even Umar, the best guy in this division we have to beat Morab, can't beat him. Maybe there's Pyer, maybe there's Corey Sandhagen, but those guys, they just can't. They can't. The only fight that I think, the only person around that weight class who I think can beat Morab is Pantoja. I'll get into that when we get into that. But, I mean, good performance from Morab. But, guys, that is me covering UFC 316, Merab Dvalishvili versus Sean O'Malley 2. Let me know what you guys thought about the main event. Was it interesting? Was it not? I mean, did you think it was going to go the exact same way like it was in the first fight? Let me know. Drop down your comments and all that stuff. Leave a like, subscribe, and I will see you in the next video. Peace!